Today on Ballistic Barbecue, I'm going to be showing you how I make emergency meals ready to eat, MREs. Let's get going. So I'm a big advocate of being prepared. We have enough food in our household to last us for months, enough water storage to last us for a long time, and I always keep a couple emergency packets of food in my Jeep. For when I'm out Jeeping, I just want to make sure that if something happens, I break down and I maybe have to spend the night in somewhere where I hadn't planned on spending the night, I'll be fed. Or if I get hungry and I want a snack. So I have a freeze dryer that kind of helps me with food preservation. And I not only use it for making my food stores, but we use it, we're a small family. I cook a lot of food. We don't eat all the food I cook, it's impossible to, so I freeze dry a lot of that food. The food that I don't give out to my neighbors, we freeze dry. And I'm going to kind of show you how I make these little emergency MREs. Went shopping at Costco the other day, and I'm cheating here. I'm not using food that I cooked. I have here, this is made by a company called Kevin's Natural Foods. It's paleo, which is a good thing, right? And it's lemongrass chicken. This is cooked. And then I have here, this was interesting because it's made by a company, I think they call themselves sous vide masters or something like that. Masters of sous vide. Well, so the company's Cuisine Solutions, whatever. Anyway, they sous vide sirloin. They slice raw sirloin, vacuum packed it in bags, and then sous vide it to like medium rare, and then sold it to old Greggy here. So here's what this looks like. Let me get it in frame. There you go. Sliced grass-fed beef sirloin. So these are going to be the proteins that I freeze dry. And here, so the sirloin comes in these little, again, I could toss these in a sous vide and have a meal. What I'm going to do, wow, this looks really good. Now we'll lay this out. When you're freeze drying, again, those lean meats work best. I mean, sirloin, perfect choice. And you also, the thinner it is, the better. The better it will freeze dry. And I have videos where I freeze dried steaks, freeze dried hamburger, and this process works very well. It's fun. Now for this video, I'm going to be freeze drying meat and fruit. For whatever reason, I neglected to buy vegetables. I don't know why. I would have, but I just spaced out, I guess. If I weren't not doing this on video, the way I would prepare these kits is I would do all the proteins one day, like all the meat in one day. So I'd fill up all 4 trays with meat. And then the next day I would do fruits. And then the next day I would do vegetables. That's probably what happened in my head. I don't know, I have issues. So I have these really odd little pieces. I'm just sort of plugging up holes here with it. So here's what the chicken looks like. I guess it's like 2 chicken breasts. Comes with a sauce as well. I could freeze dry the sauce, but it looks like there's already seasoning on it. I don't know, I'm gonna play this by ear. I might drizzle some of this on the chicken after it's in the trays. Let's see what this looks like. So yeah, it looks like it's chunked up. It's just all vacuumed together, so that's good. That's a good thing for me. I think what I'm going to do is I'll get this on the tray, and then I'm going to drizzle some of this sauce on it. And we'll freeze dry the sauce with the chicken. This chicken, I can tell, this is going to freeze dry very well. So again, for freeze drying, you want those ultra lean meats. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I was going to say drizzle, but I'm plopping this sauce on here. What I'm doing here, this particular dish here, this would be awesome for backpacking. Smear it around a little bit. I'm just trying to make sure that there's a little nice even coating on all the chicken. And once we're rehydrating it, the sauce will, turn back into a sauce. it'll kind of disperse itself, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, let me take these off and change my gloves out. Okay, so this is yeast stuff. I'm going with some fruit. Some strawberries that I sliced. Strawberries freeze-dried are awesome. And again, just right out of the package. It's like candy. And doing it at home is so much better than, you can buy obviously freeze-dried fruit at the stores, but it just doesn't compare. Because I think there's just a lot more quality control when you do it at your home yourself. Bananas, and this is nice because this is real world stuff here. These were bananas that we bought a big bunch of bananas and we just weren't eating them fast enough. And these were starting to get to where eat them quick or make a shake. So I sliced them up and these are gonna be good. So, you know, when they start getting soft like that, the sugars really come out to become much sweeter. And we have some pineapple. I have a lot more fruit. After I make this run for you guys, I'm going to freeze dry all the rest of this fruit I have. There we are. Meet you guys up in my home office where I have the freeze dryer, and we'll get these things going. So this is my freeze dryer. It's made by a company called Harvest Right, and this is their medium size. So this is the rack where the trays go, and then again, like I said, above each one of these tray racks is a heating element. Get that chicken in first. That sirloin. So once all the shelves are in, there's a little insulated pillow, so to speak, put in. Shut the door. So we have custom settings we can run, or the default settings, which is what I'm going to run. Push start. So now it's going to ask liquid or non-liquid. It's non-liquid, obviously. Pre-frozen or non-frozen, it's not frozen. Drain valve, so there's a drain valve for the end of the cook where you're draining the liquid. If that drain valve is left open, it's not going to pull a vacuum, so it is closed. Now it's freezing. It's going to freeze, as you can see, for 11 hours. So now all there is to do is wait. The machine has sensors in it that will know when the food is fully freeze-dried. It goes into a standby mode. Basically, it'll hold a vacuum and hold that deep freeze, but there's no more moisture to draw, so it's not drawing any more moisture. It will hold this standby until I'm ready to remove it from the machine. So you can't ruin any food by doing this. I mean, it'll just stay there until you're ready. If it's not ready, you'll know because the food will still be kind of soft. It's so easy, you just arrow up more time and until it's done. So this, child's play using this. And here we are 16 hours later and it is done. Everything but a couple of chunks of pineapple, they were done within that 15-hour time frame. But like I said, looks just like medium rare meat, but it's like styrofoam. Crazy stuff. One of the other things I want you to look at is the strawberries. If I didn't tell you these were freeze-dried, you wouldn't be able to tell. And just like this, oh, the sweetness comes out. Bananas, they didn't get all brown or anything like, you know, the dehydrated bananas do. The chicken, again, it's like styrofoam, but all this is going to hydrate. What I'm going to do now is show you how I put together these MREs. All right, we're going to kick this off with the chicken, and this is the bag I'm using for the chicken, and I'll explain why. What I did was I made 2 of these bags from one of these, and this is a chamber vacuum sealer bag, a chamber vac bag. And the reason I wanted it long and narrow like this is because in each MRE I'm going to pack an MRE heater, and I'll show you how this works when I'm done with this whole process. But I will say that anybody who does any vacuum sealing, if you do a lot of it, believe me, it's a chamber vac and a vacuum sealer. night and day. The vacuum sealer sucks air out. A chamber vac works in a chamber, kind of creates an outer space atmosphere. Then all of a sudden it goes positive really fast and seals the bag within a snap of a finger. And because it works that way, you can actually vacuum seal liquids. So I could fill this bag, 3/4 away with water and vacuum seal it. It's crazy stuff. So throw in some chicken, and again, it has that sauce on top of the chicken, which is also going to rehydrate. And if any pieces are too big, simply break it. That looks like a pretty decent amount right there. Now this is going to be vacuum sealed. I'll show you that process in a sec. Another small vacuum seal bag, and I'm just going to throw a variety of fruit in here. So mango. And again, I will not be rehydrating these. I mean, I could, but this is just going to be a snack. Little granola bar. It's got peanut butter and chocolate and nuts and everything. I have a small Mylar bag. I'm going to place this in. Get these sealed up for you. Okay, the chamber's big enough for both of these bags. So fruit in, meat in. Here we are. So here's the bag that I'll be putting all this in. It's a Mylar bag. You see I wrote what it is and the date. I'm looking at this. I wish I would have freeze dried some coffee or something, some type of beverage, but it's fine. You guys are getting the message, I think. So there's the chicken. Goes in the bag. That beautiful fruit in the bag. A little snack bar in the bag. Unlike the military MREs, this is toilet paper, and it's, I don't know, probably 1/8 of a roll that I vacuum sealed. Just because the whole purpose of this is for emergency use, throwing in a pack of matches. I think matches come in handy. These are oxygen absorber packs. This is going to remove all the oxygen from this bag once it's sealed. Then I have here 2 packs of emergency water. This is basically water that's been vacuum sealed in here. And these packs have a shelf life of 5 years. So I'll throw these in here. Again, you don't have to use water to rehydrate the food. You could eat it just right out of the bag, but it's going to be better hydrated. But if you're out in like really horrible conditions, like out in the desert, I would probably just drink the water, then snack on the food. Then this is the MRE heater. Throw this in here. Throwing in some water purification tabs, just in case you do come across water, you can be safe about it. So this is a heat sealer, and what we're going to do is weld a bead and seal this Mylar bag. The Mylar bag, by the way, it's notched, so once it's sealed, you can just tear it open. You don't need any tools to tear it open. And there you go. And as I was finishing the weld up, I realized I forgot to put in the plastic wear. No big deal. I mean, I'm tearing this open anyway to show you guys how this all works at the end. So I wanted to show you that sirloin vacuum sealed. Like I said, looks just like sirloin. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to put this in a pouch. I want to, again, just eat this on camera for you guys. The other thing I forgot to put in the pouch, a plate. That's a joke. So let's go ahead and open this up. Easy stuff. So obviously one of these is dedicated for drinking. Now these bags, they're notched as well. So just tear it open. Of course, we got to get the meat down to the bottom. before I get this actually in the heater, in the MRE heater, I want to hydrate it a little bit, so I'm going to add some water. So I'm going to hydrate this and then heat it up. This has a sauce on it, so I want to add enough water to actually hydrate the sauce as well. I'm just pushing it down to make sure that it's completely covered with that liquid. Now the steak, again, just tear it open. Now I'm just going to go ahead so I can get it all down to the bottom. I'm just going to break it into pieces. Again, it's like styrofoam, so it breaks very easily. I just want to make sure I can get this covered in the water. This will hydrate very quickly because it's so thin. Okay, now for the heaters, and these work off, it's a chemical reaction it has with water. I'm going to tear the top off first. Open it up. Place that meat inside. Now you see why I made these bags. I got the top of the food bag folded over. Same thing here. Place it in the bag. Make sure that goes all the way down to the bottom. Normally, you'd have these resting up against a rock or something. Open up the water. Try not to spill it. That worked pretty good. All right, we're gonna just. Right, I'm just gonna pour the water in. Thing. So within a couple of minutes, these things are getting hot. I don't know if you can't see them bubbling, but they're actually filling the bags up, with the hot air, I guess. That's the steam. So normally I'd wait until the bubbling stops, but I had to get on with my video here. So I got a fancy china dish and a paper bowl. Get that onto the plate. Look at this. This rehydrated so good. It's funny, I mean, before I came out here and started this part of my video, I broke a little piece off and put it in a little coffee cup of warm water and gave it to my wife. Yeah, you can't even tell. It's been freeze-dried. And this, again, had that sauce. I can tell it's kind of a watery sauce now. That's fine. Beggars can't be choosers. Actually, now it looks like a stew now, kind of like a chicken stew. So this is fine. Just look at that chicken. Again, now it's like chicken. Oh, wow. I'm not sure. They both taste really, really good. This was a success. I mean, I'm really, really happy. This is good. And I hope the video conveyed the message I was trying to convey, which is, I like to have these little kind of emergency packs in my Jeep whenever I'm going away from home somewhere out in the desert or the woods, whatever. And I have kind of a like a rucksack that I keep in the back that has all this stuff in it. And I'll have enough food. The nice thing about the freeze-dried food is it's light. And normally I'll have water as well. I mean, I have a jerry can full of water that I keep on my Jeep as well. So I'm good on the water, but you can never really have enough water. This stuff is light, much lighter than a traditional MRE. Again, you can eat it unhydrated. It's just not as good. Other things though, like the fruit, it's delicious just eating it just the way it is. I mean, you know, you get some of the special case cereal that has these freeze-dried strawberries on it, and it's really, really good. If you're freeze drying for just storage purposes, which I do all the time, because again, I always have so much leftover food for my cooks, you can do creative things like with the beef, you can rehydrate it with beef broth, like unsalted beef broth. Really, really good. It adds even more beefy flavor. This tastes just like freshly cooked beef. So stoked. Did I get into freeze drying beer yet? That'll be my next video. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and thumb it up if you like it. I hope you did. Please let me know if you want to see more freeze dry videos because I have fun doing this. See you in the next video. Cheers.